officer out the door.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Rafael Barrera, State Certified Court Interpreter, and I have been previously sworn.
All right, the defendant is approaching the podium.
Thank you, Your Honor. If you allow me just one moment to connect to the headphones and confirm.
It doesn't have him on yet. He's getting there.
No worries. Thank you, Your Honor. I actually do have a vigil, Judge. Thank
Okay, great, thanks.
Sí.
Your Honor, the interpreter can confirm that this defendant is able to hear through the headsets.
Please state your name, sir.
José Gómez Hernández.
Jose Gomez Hernandez.
Sí.
All right, sir,
Yes.
you qualify for a public defender. I'll appoint the office of the public defender to represent you. You've been charged with soliciting or procuring prostitution. Did we want to resolve it today, or? Okay. I'll stay the bond at 500 and require that you not return to the area of 8820 South Orange Blossom Trail.
Your Honor, the interpreter can respectfully request the case number for this last defendant.
2022 MM 7782.
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
And we have another one. Mr. Gomez bonded?
Who bonded? Oh,
Gomez bonded or
wasn't that just Gomez?
Oh, I have Gomez Hernandez next.
the one we just did?
Oh, I thought it was this person. Okay. Okay, so Dahalaquerto bonded.
He's the
All right,
one.
who's next?
We're gonna go into the move ups and this is.
Mr. Taylor.
Is he requiring an interpreter?
No, I'm sorry.
Oh, we don't need him. Oh, okay. Thank you, Mr. Interpreter. That's it.
You're welcome, Your Honor. Have a good morning.
You too. Bye.
Mr. Taylor qualified.
All right, sir, please state your name.
Justin Chase Taylor.
Mr. Taylor, you do qualify for a public defender. I'll appoint the office of the public defender to represent you. You've been charged with armed trespass of a structure or conveyance and possession of a controlled substance. I'll stay the bonds in the amount of $1,000 on each count. I'm going to require that you not return to 992 Glenview Circle in Winter Garden, that you have no contact with the alleged victim or any witness. Please state your name.
Everybody helping me? I can't hear, I'm deaf. Uh, hello?
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Hello? Hello?
Ma'am, can you hear me?
I still can't.
Ma'am, ask her if she requires a sign language interpreter.
No, Your Honor.
It's a failure to appear warrant. The bond's been set at 2,000. Is there competency concerns?
Yes, she is our client, Your Honor. She does have competency issues, so I am willing to,
Waive.
waive the appearance.
Okay.
Oh my God.
All right. Please
I'm
escort her
not
out.
guilty.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Please escort her out.
I'm not guilty.
Okay, ma'am.
What's going on?
Please state your name.
I lost my house.
All right, Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith, do you want to find out if you qualify to be represented by the Office of the Public Defender's Office?
Yeah, we can do that, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right, to the best of your ability, raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, do you have any dependents?
No, ma'am.
You can put your hand down. Do you have any source of regular income?
Yes, ma'am.
And how much and how often?
I have a regular working job, ma'am. I get paid every week.
And how much do you get paid each week? Approximately
About 800.
800 week?
He does not qualify. 800.
Okay, with that amount, you do not qualify for a public defender. You've been charged with, moving traffic violation, reckless driving, first offense. I've reviewed the affidavit and I do find probable cause. I'm gonna set bond in the amount of $2,500.
What's the charge again, ma'am?
Reckless driving.
What was the date of that offense, ma'am? Is that possible to know?
November 3rd.
November 3rd. All right, sir, please follow the officer out the door. All right, I'll provisionally appoint the public defender. I'll stay the bond in the amount of 500 and require no return to the 7-Eleven at 1602 South Bumby Avenue.
Your Honor, can we reset Mr. Ayers for tomorrow? He can resolve his case, it's just that mental health hasn't seen him yet, so he could probably resolve it tomorrow.
Okay, we can roll him to tomorrow. Please state your name.
Cameron Baghdadi.
Does he qualify? Bag. All right, sir, you qualify for a public defender, so I'll appoint the office of the public defender to represent you. You've been charged with petty theft.
And Your Honor, my only, I don't know, I was gonna argue no PCS to the petty theft. Based on this affidavit, it's stating he was waiting in the car outside. That he had asked for a ride. I don't see any facts in here that would indicate he knew what was going on or that he was in any way involved in the theft. That I would just argue no PC to theft based on this affidavit.
That's not the way I read it, so let me relook at it. All right, state.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense, Your Honor. The best that I got, Your Honor, was that he was a co-defendant, as Mr. Huffstetler is the person who went into Target and stole the items. But there's an indication that this defendant waited in the car, switched positions, and remained in the car after the fact.
All right, I'll ROR him on the petty theft, but, I'm gonna revoke the bonds on the other one, so I'm gonna ROR you on the petty theft. I'm gonna require that you have no contact with the co-defendants, Buckland and Huffstetler Jr., and I'm gonna require that you not return to the Target located at 4750 Millennia Way on 2022 CF 5641. I'm gonna revoke the bonds. And I'm going to, on the fleeing and eluding count,
Excuse me,
put
Your
the
Honor.
bond at what?
According to the clerk of courts, the count 1 was no low pros. So it's only count 2 and 3. Count 4, 5, and 6 has no action taken.
They only filed on 2 and 3, Your Honor. Leaving the
Which,
scene.
leaving the scene of accident and the Duelis?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so on the leaving the scene of an accident, I think it was 2,500.
20. Well, they filed on the charges. So you got 2 charges they filed.
All right, I'm not gonna take any action on the 2022 CF 5641AO.
So you can get.
Your Honor, I understood that you ROR'd him. Does that mean that you didn't find PC, or you find PC but will still ROR?
I don't find PC.
Okay.
Please state your name, sir.
Andre Denard, Crystal.
You qualify? All right, Mr. Christopher, you qualify for a public defender. I'll appoint the office of the public defender to represent you. You've been charged with loitering or prowling. Are we gonna resolve it today, or?
No, Your Honor, he also has a violation of probation.
It says it's out of county.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'll stay the bond in the amount of $500 and require no return to 611 Indiana Street.
And the violation of,
It's no bond. No. Mark Berthomeu, what happened to him? All right, sir, please state your name.
Your Honor,
Oh,
if you go down the docket, Cillian,
yes.
Colonel Mental Status.
And if you appoint, Your Honor, I will waive the appearance.
I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent him. I'm gonna set bond in the amount of $10,000. It was 2 hours after he was served with the injunction, and I'm going to revoke the PTR in 2022 MM 7628AO because it was the same victim. And I'll set bond on count 1, the battery at 10,000, and count 2, the criminal mischief of 100.
Thank you. And I will waive the appearance.
Thank you.
Your Honor, is next on your docket Jeremiah Jackson.
Yes.
He's on behavior status.
All right, I'll provisionally appoint the Office of the Public Defender. I'm going to change the bond amount to $2,500. I'm gonna require that he have no contact with the co-defendant, Ivan Morales II, and no contact with the victim or witness. All right, please state your name, sir.
Demetrius Bernard Kerr.
Mr. Carey, you do qualify for a public defender. I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. You've been charged with possession of cannabis less than 20 grams, state.
Your Honor, with regard to 22 MM 7767, state announces a no information. No pause.
All right, sir, please follow the officer out the door, and we won't appoint the PD so he doesn't get the $50 lien. Does Mr. Morales qualify? Please state your name.
Ivan Morales.
Mr. Morales, you qualify for a public defender. I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. You've been charged with battery. I've reviewed the affidavit. I do find probable cause I'm gonna set bond in the amount of $2,500. I'm gonna require that you have no contact with the co-defendant, Jeremiah Jackson, and I'm gonna require that you have no contact with the victim or any witness.
I'm sorry? It's 200.
All right, please follow the officer out the blue door.
Your Honor, I believe he qualifies for pretrial release. I would ask for pretrial release, given on my sheet it shows that he has no history.
My sheet says no, that he doesn't qualify.
Oh, he doesn't?
He does qualify, Your Honor.
Okay, hold on. Okay.
You said he does qualify?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, any objection to PTR?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, I'll release him under PTR.
Your Honor, next on the docket, Michael Munson. His mental health status.
And I will also waive, Your Honor, if you appoint.
All right, I'll appoint the public defender. I'll stay the bond in the amount of $500, require no return to the Corona Cigar Company located at 127 South Orange Avenue. Please state your name.
David Rivera.
Are we gonna resolve the case?
No, Your Honor, I was gonna ask for pretrial release.
Okay. I'll appoint the public defender. We'll release him under the PTR program. And sir, I'm gonna require that you not return to the Arby's located at 4025 East Colonial Drive.
Yes, ma'am.
Please state your name.
Sierra Robinson.
Does, qualify?
We are resolving this one, Your Honor.
Okay.
The offer from the state is a withhold of adjudication, credit time served, and court costs. And Ms. Robinson would like to accept and enter a plea of no contest.
All right, Ms. Robinson, do you have any question about the rights you're giving up in exchange for the plea agreement?
No, ma'am.
I mean, are you under the influence today of any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would impair your thinking?
No, ma'am.
Is anybody forcing you to enter into the plea agreement today?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand that if you are not a United States citizen, entering into this plea agreement will subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you currently on probation for any other offense?
No, ma'am.
On the charge of violation of county ordinance, how do you plead? No contest?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'll accept your plea of no contest. I'm gonna withhold adjudication. I'm gonna give you credit for time served and assess mandatory court costs. How much time?
2 days.
2 days, time served. As to the financial obligations, I'm gonna give you 6 months to pay that off. If for any reason you can't pay it off within that time, report to the clerk's office to set up a payment plan.
Okay.
Thank you. Please follow the officer out the door.
Thank you for helping me.
You're welcome. Have a nice one. Enjoy your flight back.
Please step forward and, oh, no,
The next on our docket is Cordarius Stevens.
yes.
He refused his appearance.
And I will waive, Your Honor. We have a case with him, well, prior cases with him where he has been deemed incompetent to proceed, so I'll waive the appearance.
All right, I'll appoint the PD, I'll stay the bond at 500 and require that he not return. It's either 52 West 4th Street or 53. Both addresses are in the arrest affidavit, so I'm not sure which, so I'll say both of those. Is this Mr. Williams? And we're resolving it?
Yes, Your Honor. The offer is an adjudication, credit time served, no return to 75 South Ivanhoe Boulevard and court costs. And Mr. Williams would like to accept it as a plea of no contest.
And is he transient?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Williams, do you have any questions about the rights you're giving up in exchange for your plea agreement?
No.
Are you under the influence today of any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would impair your thinking?
Your Honor, can I have 1 minute? All right.
Is anybody forcing you to enter into the plea agreement today? Do you understand that if you are not a United States citizen, entering into this plea agreement will subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you currently on probation for any other offense?
No, ma'am.
On the charge of trespass on property after warning, how do you plead?
No contest.
I'll accept your plea of no contest. I'm going to adjudicate you guilty of the offense. I'm gonna give you credit for time served of
2 days.
2 days, and I'm going to assess mandatory court costs, which I'll, reduce to a civil judgment. I'm gonna require that you not return to the park located at 75 South Ivanhoe Boulevard. And we won't appoint the PD, so he doesn't get charged the 50.
Yes.
Your Honor, next on the docket was Michael Wisniewski. He bonded.
I have Lonnie Melvin next.
Well, maybe you don't have.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, sir, please state your name.
Lonnie Melvin, ma'am.
All right, sir, this is a failure to appear warrant, and the judge has set the bond in the amount of $10,000. Was the PD already appointed in the case? I only have him here on the MM, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
BOP.
Yeah. Was the PD already appointed in the MM case?
It's the wrong person.
So I don't have a hold on my BOP?
No, Judge.
Do you want to be represented by the Public Defender's Office in the failure to appear?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'll appoint the PD to represent you in the MM case. I don't have VOP right now. I don't see.
Because my failure to appeal, I had 2 court dates.
Hold on, talk.
It is a BOP.
Right now, by now, I'll be able to go.
Does he have any holds? No, you don't have any holds.
Not on my sheet.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, sir, please step forward and state your name.
Thomas Trawick. Thomas J-A-Y, Trawick.
I don't have it.
Oh, they didn't list it on there.
No, that's what he was just asking, and they said there's no holds.
So he has a hold?
The defendant that was just in here, we have a gold form for him.
You have a what?
You want me to call him back, Your Honor?
Only for the purpose, because he wasn't gonna bond if he had the hold. He didn't know what he was.
Yeah, it wasn't listed on my sheet.
Melvin.
Let me look at those.
I have a prior one, but it was closed out, entry error. Yesterday it closed out, entry error.
That's fine.
Okay, thank you. All right, sir, again, you're Mr. Trawick?
Yes, ma'am.
He doesn't have one?
No.
Okay, so you could tell him.
All right, are you represented by counsel in the MM case? Because this is a failure to appear.
Yes.
You already have an attorney in the underlying case, or you have the PD?
I have Amanda Perez, I think is her name, but this was over a year ago, so I don't know if I would still be in her case.
Okay, is that somebody with the Public Defender's Office? Do we know? Well, do you want to be represented by a public defender?
That would be nice.
All right, sir, did he fill out the paperwork?
He did, Judge. He qualified.
All right, you do qualify, so I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. The judge in the case has put a listed bond in the amount of $2,000 on the failure to appear, so I'll stay that bond.
Okay.
Does he have a second case, Your Honor, resisting without?
Not set for today,
Okay.
to my knowledge. I mean, I only had one on my docket. The 6859, the failure to appear. I didn't have another one.
7763, 22 MM 7763 is set for today or no?
Yes.
Sure, 22 MM 7763. Is it resisting without?
It was when they were picking him up for the failure to appear, Your Honor. Get a bond on it.
All right, so on the resisting without, I'll stay the bond at 500.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Your Honor, next on our docket is William Colon.
Mine too.
He's currently on mental health status.
All right, I'll provisionally appoint the Public Defender's Office. I'll stay the bonds at $250 on each count and require no return to the Planet Pizza at 14 West Washington Street.
Your Honor, he can resolve his case, once he's cleared by medical. Can we reset for tomorrow?
Sure, we'll roll it till tomorrow.
Your Honor, next is Sean Huffman. He's also on mental health status.
Same?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we'll roll till tomorrow. Please state your name.
Terrell Dennison.
All right, Mr. Dennison, you've been charged with leaving the scene of a crash with property damage. I'll stay the bond in the amount of $500. Does he qualify?
He did not fill out a PD form.
Do you wanna see if you qualify for a public defender? You don't wanna be represented by counsel in the case? It's, you're gonna get your own attorney? Okay, and you also qualify, for the pretrial release program. That's a program run by the Orange County Corrections Department where you have to report in person on a regular basis and otherwise comply. What?
He bonded. He's
sorry, what?
bonded. So we don't have to see him. He posted his bond.
Oh, he already posted his bond? Okay, all right. Go ahead, sir. Please step forward and state your name.
Skender Alexis.
Does he qualify?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Alexis, you do qualify for a public defender. I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. You've been charged with burglary of a dwelling. I'll stay the bond in the amount of $5,000, require no return to the scene or no contact with the victim. I'm not going to take any action on 2022 CF 8718AO. The rest in that case was on 7/29, and it hasn't been filed on yet, so I'm not gonna take any action. Please follow the officer out the blue door.
Your Honor, Austin,
Yes.
refuse, Jarrett.
And I will waive if you appoint, Your Honor.
All right, I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender on the case ending the 2022 MM 2852. That is capious with no bond. In the 2022 CF 1344 AO or 1314, I can't read my handwriting, AO. On count one, I'll stay the bond in the amount of 1,000 and count two, 100.
Your Honor, I believe, the other charge, I believe she's entitled to a bond.
I don't think it's an FTA, Your Honor. I think it was just a warrant, I think. Is it not just a PC warrant?
I thought it was a capious.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a capious, had no bond.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a
Okay, so
failure to appear.
Okay.
All right, please step forward and state your name.
Garrett Bradley Beatty.
Does he qualify? All right, Mr. Beatty, I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. You've been charged with grand theft, third degree. I'll stay the bond in the amount of $500 and require that you not return to the Home Depot located at 13121 South Orange Blossom Trail.
Yeah, I can't bond out.
Call the attorney, they have a bonds program that can help you. Okay? Call that number, and they'll pay, they can help you see if you qualify to pay your bond.
And the
Talking about the fact.
the facts is they over, the stuff wasn't, they made it a grand theft by
heard-
$4. By $4, it made it a grand theft.
Yes.
Please state your name.
Louise Bortugno.
All right, ma'am, you do qualify for a public defender. I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. I'll stay the bond in the amount of $1,000 in case number 2021 CF 14684 AO. I'm gonna revoke the ROR, but I'll set bond in the amount of 1,000. And in case number 22 CF 12650 AO, that was just recently. There hasn't been an information file, but because of the same charges, I'm gonna revoke and double those bonds. So on count one, it'll be 1,000 and count two, 300.
Can I say something?
And
How much is my bond?
Yeah, I revoked the ROR, 1,000.
It's all right here. You can add it up. You can call it up.
excuse me, Your Honor, it's showing that she's out on PTD.
3,300 is the total.
For the
case that I came in.
Oh, I thought it said ROR. In the Odyssey, I thought it was ROR. Well, I'll revoke PTD and then set the bond in the amount of 1,000.
Can you just see if she can, do this in half, please?
All right, ma'am, please follow the officer out the door.
I recommended that she not speak about the facts, Your Honor. She's still asking and requesting that you reduce the bond amounts.
Please, because I don't have them, I have some money, but I don't have it all, and I have to start work Monday. And
State.
No, Your Honor.
Please step forward and state your name.
I'm sorry, Davis, Stanley Davis, it's on, currently on mental health status.
And if you'll appoint, Your Honor, I will waive the appearance.
All right, I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent Mr. Davis, and I'm going to set bond in the amount of $2,500 on the battery on a law enforcement officer, 100 on the resisting without violence, 100 for the impersonation, and 100 for defrauding an innkeeper, and require that he not return to Mr. and Mrs. Crabb at 3875 South Kirkman Road. Please step forward and state your name. Does he qualify? All right, sir, you do qualify for a public defender, so I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you, and I'll stay the bonds. It was count 1, 150, count 2, 1,000, count 3, 150, and I'm gonna require that you not return to the IHOP at 5203 South Kirkman Road. All right, please state your name.
Michael Paul Flowers.
All right, Mr. Flowers, you do qualify for a public defender. I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. And I'm showing we're only here on that first robbery charge, right? That's what everybody, okay, the 22 CF 13406AO. I'll stay the bond in the amount of $10,000 and require that you not return to the Home Depot located at 5351 Diplomat Circle.
It has conditions listed on the warrant page.
That's the statute.
Hold on, let me see. Oh, I think it said, didn't it say no contact with co-defendants?
Don't have it. I have it on my computer. I don't have it.
Yeah, I didn't see a co-defendant though in the write-up. All right, so I'll require that you not have any contact with the co-defendant, there are the witnesses, and I already said no return.
Did I see who how do I know who the code of, could I have a, so I know?
He doesn't know who the co-defendant is. He doesn't see them.
Where is it?
I don't know if the state has the.
Yeah, I didn't see, I saw that condition in the warrant, but whenever I read the affidavit, I didn't see, another person listed.
Are we looking? Can I have the case number again, please, Your Honor?
Yes, it's 2022 CF 13406AO.
I just saw it.
We just have a black male. I don't think it's been, anybody's identified.
No. I don't see it. That's what I see, Your Honor. I don't see an actual name.
So I'll remove the condition of co-defendant since we don't know the identity of that person.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, no contact with witnesses, no return to that Home Depot.
All right, thank you.
Please step forward and state your name.
Shamar Fox.
Does he qualify?
Not good.
Your Honor, he's bond pending. We don't have to see him.
He did bond. That's what the question he had, Your Honor. So,
Oh, he bonded, okay.
she said, yeah, we shouldn't have brought you.
All right, please state your name.
Angela Fry.
Ms. Fry, you do qualify for a public defender. I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. You've been charged with grand theft, third-degree motor vehicle, possession of meth, and possession of drug paraphernalia. I'm gonna set bond in the amount of $2,500 on count one, $150 on count two, $100 on count three. I require that you, not return to the scene and that you have no contact with the victim.
May I, okay, I don't know who the victim is. It was rented for me. Sorry.
Let me see if I can. Have it listed on yours. Well, because I don't have any proof. Usually on the sheet you have, it'll just say on the back.
Let's see. Diana Stockton.
Diane Stockton.
And in my phone records, you can see that she rented it for me to move.
Okay, so call the attorney, that's a defense. Call the attorney and let them know.
I don't have it. My,
Okay, you're gonna have, they have a mom program to help.
again, ROR. I've never been in trouble before in my life.
Your Honor, she does not work.
My
At this
business-
time, she has no criminal record. Any objection to a ROR if she registers with the clerk's website to get all her court dates into her phone and maintains contact with the public defender's office? I don't see any history at all, not even any arrest.
State.
Can I ask why she doesn't qualify then for a PTR?
We were unable to verify her community ties. She didn't list.
She's
any.
homeless. Looks like
She's
transient.
Then, but she does have a phone to be able to register?
I just got evicted from my home that I owned last week, so
That's
I haven't
why.
been homeless long. It's the first time ever.
It's okay.
I'm sorry, is that a yes or a no to the phone?
You have a phone.
I have a phone, yes.
Okay. I have no objection to the ROR, Your Honor, if she can do the e-notify with the clerk's office.
All right, then, ma'am, I'll release you on your own recognizance on all three counts with the condition that you register your phone number with the clerk of the court so that you receive notification of all of your court dates and that you stay in contact with the public defender's office.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
The number and register with your phone so you don't see your phone so you don't get-
Okay.
Please state your name. Oh, wait.
My apologies, Your Honor. Bianca Guerrero, she bonded. She refused her appearance.
Okay,
I'm
I'll,
a waive here.
I'll appoint the PD in the new case. I'll stay the bond at 1,000. And then, in 2022 CF 12214 AO, the rest was just on 1020, but for the same count. So I'm gonna revoke those bonds and double them. So it'll be count one will be 2,000 and count three, 300.
Count one,
Count two.
2,000, count three,
Count two, 300.
300. Thank you.
All right, sir, are you Henry, Mr. Henry? All right, you do qualify for a public defender. I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. I reviewed the affidavit. I do find probable cause, and I'll set bond in the amount of $5,000.
I don't think. Just call the bill bonds, ma'am.
Please step forward and state your name. Does Mr. Henry qualify? Mr. Henry, do you want to see if you qualify for a public defender?
Yes, you could do that.
All
Yes,
right.
ma'am.
Please raise your right hand to the, do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth?
Yes.
Or you can put your hand down. Do you have any dependents?
Pardon?
Do you have any dependents, any children?
Yes, ma'am. I have two sons.
3?
Two.
2? All right, do you have any regular income?
Yes, but I don't know when I get out if I'm still out the job.
Okay, so you think that you might be unemployed now? All right, based on that testimony, you do qualify for a public defender. I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. You've been charged with aggravated assault with a firearm. Does that qualify for, it's not a PBO?
No, it's not a PBL, Your Honor.
All right, I'm gonna have as conditions, no contact with the victims and no return to the scene. And then state, do you have a recommendation on the bond amount?
Your Honor, I don't even know.
I would say $3,000, Your Honor. He appears to have next to no history.
We'll set bond in the amount of $3,000. I'm gonna tell you the names.
You said he did qualify, Your Honor?
Yes, he does qualify.
And that was no contact.
Is it also no weapons, no firearms, Your Honor?
Yes, no weapons, no firearms. If you have any weapons or firearms that haven't already been turned over, you must do so within 24 hours of your release. And they are victims. It is, Rasta and Kendricks.
Pardon?
Rasta and Kendricks.
Okay. Fine, good. Thank you.
Your Honor, Aisha Jones is currently on mental health status.
All right, I'll provisionally appoint the Office of the Public Defender. I'll stay the bond at $1,500. And then in 2022 CF 12673 AO, that was just arrested on 10/30, so there hasn't been an information filed. So the current bond is 1,000, so I'll revoke it and double it to 2.
So that's why.
Allowed to explain that?
All right, please state your name.
Kamari Jones Shipley.
Your Honor, I apologize. Can we skip this one, please? Can we just skip this one? I'm trying to determine how many cases Mr. Jones Shipley actually does have open so that the court has an idea of just what we're dealing with. I apologize.
Okay.
Can we just skip this one
All
for a
right,
moment?
we're gonna put you to the end of the docket and we'll recall your case.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Jones Shipley.
I have to keep you doing court, but once you come back here.
All right, we have a couple that the clerk has that Malcolm's about to come up. Malcolm's right now. You just gave it to me.
No, I don't have it.
Oh. Okay. We're about to do, you're Mr. Malcolm, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we're about to do him right now. Okay. All right, does he qualify? All right, Mr. Malcolm, you do qualify for a public defender. I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender in both cases. In one case, you've been charged with carrying a concealed firearm, and in the other case, you've been charged with burglary of an occupied structure. I'm going to stay the bonds. In the concealed firearm, it was $2,500. In the burglary, it was $5,000. I require no return to the scene, no contact with the victim, no weapons or firearms. If you have any, you must turn them into the Orange County Sheriff's Office within 24 hours of your release from incarceration. Please state your name.
Desiree Mayberry.
All right, ma'am, you do qualify for a public defender. I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. You've been charged with fleeing, attempting to elude a police officer, and driving while license revoked as an habitual traffic offender. On count 1, I'll set bond in the amount of $5,000, and in count 2, I'll stay the bond at $2,500.
Next defendant qualifier.
Please step forward and state your name.
Jessica Mosier.
All right, ma'am, you do qualify for a public defender. I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. You've been charged with prostitution, I'll stay the bond in the amount of $1,000 in case 2022 CF 12649 AO. I'll revoke the bond and set it at 2,000.
Next defendant does not qualify.
You said does not? All right, please state your name.
Terrence Pickett.
All right, Mr. Pickett, let me see his affidavit so I can just verify. I just wanted to verify that you get paid on a weekly basis, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, you do not qualify for a public defender based on the amount that you make, so I can't appoint them. You've been charged with fleeing and eluding a police officer and resisting an officer without violence. I reviewed the affidavit. I do find probable cause. On count one, I'm gonna set bond in the amount of $5,000. In count two, I'll stay the bond at 1,000.
Appreciate it.
Please follow the officer out the door. Please state your name, sir.
Darius Preston.
All right, does he qualify?
He does.
All right, Mr. Preston, you do qualify for a public defender, so I'll appoint the office of the public defender to represent you. You've been charged with possession of cocaine and possession of drug paraphernalia. I'll stay the bonds. Count one, 1,000. Count two, 100.
We don't qualify. We didn't qualify.
You have Mr. Pugh in it?
Yes. All right, please state your name.
Dennis Pugh.
All right, Mr. Pugh, you do qualify for a public defender. I'll appoint the office of the public defender to represent you. You've been charged with driving while license revoked as an habitual traffic offender. I'm going to set bond in the amount of $5,000, and I'm going to revoke the bond in 2022 CT 5778 AO and set it at none. And I'm going to revoke the bond in 2022 CF 13173 AO and set it at none.
Scott.
Okay, thank you.
Please state your name. Can I see
Eric
the-
Elijah Scott.
No, I need to see the.
All of the affidavit.
All right, Mr. Scott, you've been charged with grand theft third degree. I'll appoint the office of the public defender to represent you. I'll stay the bond at $500 and require that you not return to 8001 South Orange Blossom Trail.
Next defendant qualifies.
Can I have the paper too? Oh, all right, I'm looking at. Please state your name.
Charles Critchfield.
All right, ma'am, you do qualify for a public defender. I'll appoint the office of the public defender to represent you. You've been charged with first-degree murder and solicitation to commit first-degree murder. On count one, there will be no bond. On count two, I'll stay the bond at $20,000.
Okay.
Oh, wait, is there another one that's not charged? That's just 8596. We're not here on the other one, on the 12936?
No, it's just
Okay.
current case for add-ons.
Interesting.
Here, you wanna just give them to me? I probably didn't get through these. Please state your name.
Sufrena.
All right. Did you, do you want to see if you qualify for a public defender?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Will you raise your right hand, please? Your other right. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sir. Do you have any dependents? Children, wife?
Yes.
You do, how many?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
How many?
3.
3, all right, and do you have any, source of income?
No, ma'am.
Okay. You do qualify for a public defender, so I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. And, you've been charged with possession of meth, possession of drug paraphernalia, and an open container. I'll stay the bonds at 1,000, 100, 100. You also have a violation of probation. And, that one is, that's a no bond. Please state your name.
Justice Tobin.
All right, Mr. Tobin. You do qualify for a public defender. I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. You've been charged with grand theft, third-degree motor vehicle. You do qualify for PTR. That's a program, that's a pretrial release program that's run by the Department of Corrections, where you have to report in person on a regular basis and otherwise comply with the terms and conditions of the program. Would you like to be released on that program?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, what did you say?
Okay.
Sorry.
You qualify for pretrial release. That's a program that's run by the Orange County Department of Corrections. In order to get released on that program, you have to report in person on a regular basis, and you have to otherwise comply with the terms and conditions of the program. You can be released today under that program, or you can post a bond in the amount of $1,000. Do you want to participate in the program?
Yes.
All right, I'll release you under the PTR, and you'll get more information about the program, sir. Please follow the officer out the door.
Do you have any conditions for him?
State any conditions?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, please step forward and state your name.
Donna Omar Torres, refuses appearance.
Okay, I'll provisionally appoint the Office of the Public Defender, and I'll stay the bonds.
And I'll waive the appearances.
Thank you. Please state your name.
Kara Weeks.
All right, Miss Weeks.
I should have my attorney should be here.
Okay, and who's that?
It's from Joshi Law Office. Her name's Samantha. I don't know. I can't remember her last name.
Did you just recently hire her?
No.
Okay, she's been your attorney for a while?
This is all kind of tied in. Yep.
Okay, well, the charges that you're here on today are no valid driver's license and a trespass in a structure. So on the no valid driver's license, I'll stay the bond in the amount of $500. And then the trespass, I'll stay the bond in the amount of $500. And then on the, out on bond case, state, has it been filed on yet?
One moment, Your Honor. I apologize. Yes, Your Honor, information was filed September 7th.
All right, so, I'll revoke the bonds in that case, and on, the count 2 fraud, use of personal identification information, I'll set bond in the amount of $2,000, and on the Florida Communications Fraud Act, I'll set bond in the amount of $300.
That last count, was that count 3 or?
Well, they have it, they say the fraud is 2 and the Florida Communications Act is 1.
He was booked in on 2 counts, but then the clerk of courts has 3 charges, so I'm not sure if the state added an additional charge.
Let me look at the information and see.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it looks like, the state added in a count. So on the count 3, the possession of an unauthorized driver's license, not require anything on that one. There was no bond before, so I'm not gonna require bond.
And so count 1 is how much?
Count 2 is 2,000 and count 1 is 300. Oh, but wait, the way they have them in the bond is not the way it is in the info. So the information has the scheme to defraud as count 1, but in the bonds here, they have it as 2. But so that should be the $2,000 one. And then count 2 on the information is count 1 in the bond thing, it would be 300.
So count 1, 2,000, count 2, 300.
Sorry, that was so confusing. All right, ma'am, please follow the officer out the door.
Okay, so the bonds get just so I understand, I'm sorry,
I'm revoking them and you have to repost them.
okay, so then I can have somebody call and they'll be available to repost.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
So count 1 is for the revoke, count 1 is 300 and count 2 is 2,000?
No.
You flipped them?
Count 1 is 2,000, count 2 is 300.
And count 3 is no action. All right, please state your name.
Sheila Wells.
And Ms. Wells, you do qualify for a public defender. I'll appoint the office of the public defender to represent you. You've been charged with prostitution. I'll stay the bond in the amount of 1,000. All right, please state your name.
Douglas Whitty.
Mr. Whitty, you do qualify for a public defender. I'll appoint the office of the public defender to represent you. You've been charged with attempted carjacking, battery on a person 65 years of age or older, and criminal mischief. I'll stay the bonds. Count 1, 10,000. Count 2, 5,000. Count 3, 1,000. State any conditions?
No contact and no weapons or firearms, Your Honor.
All right, no contact with the victim, and you may not possess any weapons or firearms. If you have any, you must turn them in to the Orange County Sheriff's Office within 24 hours of your release from incarceration. Please follow the officer out the blue door.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir.
Your Honor, Zellner, bonded.
Okay. All right, so now we have Mr. Jones Shipley.
Yes, Your Honor. So this is a violation of conditional release for fleeing and attempting to elude. And I believe, Your Honor, it is because Mr. Jones Shipley has also picked up some new charges, or he was already out on bond, but that's not reflected on our face sheet.
Yeah, I'm confused on this one.
Yeah, I was confused on this one too, because it's an arrest warrant for condition release violation / fleeing to elude. And it was a warrant signed by a judge, but I don't have an affidavit or.
Me either, Your Honor, and I was looking at the other out, well, technically he wasn't out on bond. It looks as though the fleeing is attached to the, let me see which case this is, 383, 2022 CF 38380. He was picked up on the fleeing and attempting to elude.
Cause this had nothing else in it. It's like a whole brand new case number, but it should have been tied to a different case number.
Under another case number, the first case number, the one where it was already resolved for the fleeing.
That's not what we're talking about. It's still showing. Still. been working with Discovery. So. It's key to get complete. It's still open. If it was closed, it would. They can approve.
Yeah, because there's no,
So-
so I guess they're saying that it's a new case, but all I have is the warrant. I don't have the write-up.
No, they changed, my client's, well, he's stating, that it's the same case, they just changed the case number. Again, Your Honor, I don't have I can't see the affidavit for the warrant, so I don't know
Which one?
the violation of condition of release.
Yeah, I just have the warrant signed by Judge Karsten and no affidavit behind it. I don't need it. I mean, the warrant is sufficient because it's signed by a judge, but just to look at it and see the facts.
Your Honor, may we approach for a moment, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, we're back on the record. So, Mr. Jones Shipley, it looks like we don't have right now probable cause. So I'm going to the state has requested 24 hours to establish probable cause. So we're going to roll your case till tomorrow.
You need to get your attorney here.
And that'll give you time to contact your private counsel, and they can explain everything to you that's going on.
Thank you.
Your Honor, I had one case that wasn't addressed, but possibly he bonded Cirillo Dajaquitiero,
That's the other Spanish, yes, he bought this.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
State, do you have any other cases that we haven't called?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, we're going off the record.